Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley. I'm super duper excited that you decided to click on this video. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell to be notified anytime I post a new video. So for my high school sophomore, you completed your freshman year and it probably felt like, whoa, like you learned so much. But as you enter sophomore year, you're no longer the bottom of the pool. You're no longer the new kid on the block. You are newer, but you're not the new kid on the block. And so there's still stuff that you should be starting to do your sophomore year, because before you know it, you'll be a junior, which means you're upperclassman, then a senior, which you're like head of everybody, and then you're out. So don't let those next 3 years fly by for you. These are things that you need to do. So my first tip for you guys is to take honors and advanced placement courses if possible. So if you took CP classes freshman year and realized, hey, I made A's easily in these classes, didn't really have to do any studying, it was just easy content, why not try to see if you can bump yourself up into an honors course? Or same thing if you're in an honors course. Try to see if you can bump yourself up into like an AP level for that subject. Because, hey, the rigor, it's just so many benefits being in an honors or AP or dual credit or dual whatever, like advanced placement or just like higher level courses. They just help you out in so many different ways. So definitely check it out. I was just definitely talking to your guidance counselor about like the process of how and what you need to in order to do that kind of thing. But definitely make it a consideration as you are going through the rest of the summer. Hey, I was doing great in math last year. I made an A all year. I could have maybe slept through the class and still made an A. Like, it was so easy. Maybe consider taking an honors level math this upcoming fall. So, you know, just simple things like that just to consider. You will have to expect that your like studying and homework commitment probably will have to increase some, just because it is more like rigorous in the course. But if you have the mindset that you can do great in it, you will do perfectly fine. And even if it's a subject like my junior year, I took an AP course in a subject that I knew I definitely wasn't the strongest in, and I just wanted to take it kind of for the opportunity and to kind of push myself to like learn and to grow in that subject, since I'm not the strongest in it. And the worst that came out of that was me not getting the credit for the college course. So I really like, at the end of the day, if you work hard in the course, you work with your teachers and stuff, most of the time they're going to want to work with you. They're trying to prepare you for those standardized tests. You're probably going to do decent in the class. And then if you don't get the credit on the standardized test, I mean, yeah, we wish we could get the credit, but you learn so much probably in the class itself. So it would probably be totally worth it. Okay, so my next thing, you need to start, especially if you're considering doing higher education, or even if you're going straight into the workforce is your plan after high school, sophomores, make sure that you are starting to look up different colleges you're interested in just online. I'm not even saying like tour them yet. I'm saying just look them up online, see if they have majors, start just looking up majors in general. If you're like, I have no clue what colleges or where I want to go, if I want to go to college or what career field, just start looking up career fields and figuring out, you know, things that you're interested in. And I suggest, like I was telling the freshmen about, and I was telling you about, taking harder courses. Take courses if you can and they're offered at your school within those career fields, because you can start gaining experience and you can see if you really are interested in it. Like if you want to be a doctor and you never take any of the health science or like medical or like anatomy driven courses at your school, and you get into college, you can either love it like you expected, or you probably will not love it and be like, man, I just spent a whole semester, a semester's worth of money and time and effort into a course, and realizing this career path and this major is not for me. It can save you tons of time just going ahead and taking those courses in high school, because once again, you can test out and see if you're still interested in it. You can make probably an okay grade, but it also once again saves you that time and money later on down the road. You can kind of like, I like it to see it as like I'm almost sampling different like careers. That's kind of how I saw it. Like I knew I liked health sciencey things and I liked business. And so I went to a school that would allow me to kind of take courses in both and kind of like sample whenever I had like a new career interest, kind of sample it and take different courses within each, which was a really cool opportunity. So as I was saying before, I'm sorry, I kind of got distracted. I suggest, once again, just kind of sampling around, seeing what courses they offer in like the career fields that you're interested in. And even if you're a freshman, you can go ahead and kind of do the same thing. But definitely sophomore year is when the year you want to start taking those maybe higher level courses. And also, if the opportunity is presented to you or you have the option, take courses within your prospective field or career interest, because you want to definitely see, after taking courses and learning knowledge and gaining experience in that field, which can again be really beneficial later on down the road, you want to see if you're still interested in it, because you might just realize it's not the path for you. And as I was saying before, you want to be checking out those majors, those career fields online, learning about them, learning what education is required, what experience is required, so you won't be a senior in high school realizing that at the last minute and being like, hey, I actually have to go to college for this career field and I thought I didn't have to. I could just use a license. Like, you definitely want to know that kind of thing ahead of time. So yeah, beyond that, you also want to, if the college offers them, I know not all colleges offer them, but a lot of them are starting to offer this, virtually tour a school. I say do this your sophomore year because it's free most times. I haven't seen a college where it was like you had to pay to virtually tour it, but I definitely looked at a ton of colleges virtually touring it, which I know is not the same thing. You don't get the feel, you don't get the vibe, all the stuff you get when you actually tour it, but at least virtually tour it your sophomore year. Like, you can kind of have a better understanding instead of going cold turkey when you tour the place and you're just like, tell me everything about your school. So I definitely suggest virtual tours. It definitely helped me kind of narrow down schools that I actually did want to tour versus the ones that were like, this doesn't even look appealing to me. Like, probably shouldn't go and like spend a whole day touring your school. And very, very last is to make a activities resume. So what I mean by this is it doesn't even have to be fancy smancy or anything of that sort. Definitely just get like a Google Doc or like a Word doc, and any club you join, I would say even start this freshman year, but definitely by sophomore you should definitely have one created. Start putting on any community service you did, and I broke mine down by like each year. Like, I literally had like 2015, 2016, which was my freshman year, and I put like freshman right next to it and made like a heading. You know how to do that. And then underneath it, I had all the community service I did, like the major projects, and then I did like a brief like bullet point of the things I did. And then I also had different clubs I was part of, and if I was an officer in a leadership position, I put that next to it. And I put like the different advisor, in case like advisors change, which sometimes they do. So I had that as well on each one. And then each year I made sure by like the end of the year I put that on there. And then sometimes if I got like different awards or got recognized for stuff, I would have like an accolades section at the bottom, and then I put my different awards. So then by the time you want to apply for a job, or sometimes for those leadership positions for clubs, you need to know, like, they like to know if you're involved in other things or how involved you are, or different awards and stuff you have. It's easy. You can just pull out that doc, and I would name it like activities resume or like extracurriculars resume or whatever you want to name it. Have it and know where you can find it. And then if you are going to a higher education institution, once again, it will help you so much your senior year. I thank myself so much for doing that my freshman year and then critiquing it and learning how to do it better my sophomore year, because it saved me so much time. So it made it very easy and organized for myself to already have that nicely listed out and have those like major things about it in case I had to like write a little summary or like sentence about what community service I did or what I did in the club. I already have those bullet points labeled out and listed out, so I was able to just quickly write about it without having to really think later on. So it basically does all the hard work when you first get the accolades and awards and join the clubs, rather than having to do it later. So highly, highly suggest, if anything, rising high school sophomores, make sure that you create an activities resume, because it will thank you later. So sophomores, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was very beneficial and helpful and motivated you as you enter into your sophomore year. You're no longer the new kid on the block, so accept it and be proud. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.